They're watching your bank account right now, not the number. The fear behind it, that anxiety you feel checking your balance. That's not accident. It's architecture, and someone designed it to keep you exactly where you are. Most people shouldn't watch this, because once you see how money really controls your mind, you can't unsee it. You'll walk into work tomorrow, knowing something your boss hopes you never discover. Right now, people are asking, why do the rich keep getting richer while you work harder for less? What's the real difference between those who control money and those controlled by it? Why does every financial decision feel like you're already losing? And in this video, you'll discover why money was never about numbers. It's about making you predictable, controllable, profitable. Here's the situation. Every day you play a game where the rules were written to ensure you lose. If you ignore this, you'll spend your entire life making someone else wealthy while you stay anxious. But stick around, and you'll learn the 5 psychological laws that separate those who chase money from those who become it. But first, you need to understand why they never taught you this in school. Someone used this on you last week, made you feel small about money, made you doubt your worth, and you didn't even notice. I'm about to show you something that will change how you see every transaction for the rest of your life. This is what Machiavelli discovered about wealth but couldn't publish. What Jung knew about money that made him destroy his own research. By 30 seconds in, you'll have your first tactic. Hold eye contact 2 beats longer than comfortable when discussing money. Watch them reveal everything while you reveal nothing. After learning this, you'll see everyone else playing checkers while you're playing a game they don't even know exists. This is where most people stop watching. They're not ready to become this, but you're still here, which means you're already different. The first law, money is emotional control. Watch what happens to your body when an unexpected bill arrives. Your chest tightens, your mind races, your breathing changes. That physical reaction? That's not about numbers. That's the first chain. They don't need to control your money. They need to control how you feel about money. And right now, they own every emotion you have about it. But here's where it gets dark. Think about the last time you made a financial decision. You didn't choose based on logic. You chose based on fear. Fear of not having enough. Fear of losing what you have. Fear of being seen as unsuccessful. Someone's doing this to you right now. Reading your money patterns. Calculating your limits. This is why that conversation about your raise felt off. Why you apologized for asking. Why you felt guilty for wanting more. Schopenhauer understood this. He said humans are puppets dancing to invisible strings. But he never told you who holds those strings. The answer is simpler than you think. It's whoever controls your emotional relationship with money. You've been programmed since childhood. Money doesn't grow on trees. We can't afford that. Be grateful for what you have. These aren't lessons. They're psychological anchors designed to keep you in emotional poverty, what they call the scarcity prison. Remember this feeling. You'll need it for technique number 3. Enter rooms 5 seconds after you arrive at the door. Watch how differently people respond when you're not eager, when you don't need their validation, their money, their approval. The wealthy don't think about money emotionally. They think about it mechanically, like breathing. You panic about money because you've been taught to. They don't because they've been taught not to. But first, let me show you the 3 attempts I made before discovering this truth. First attempt, I tried earning more, failed. The fear followed every raise. Second attempt, I tried saving everything, failed. The scarcity mindset intensified. Third attempt, I tried not caring, failed spectacularly. You can't fight emotion with denial. Then Jung showed me something that changed everything. He called it shadow integration. The parts of you that you hide. Your greed, your hunger, your will to dominate. The wealthy don't hide these. They use them. Your parents didn't lie to you. They were lied to first. This programming runs deeper than generations. It's systematic, deliberate, and it works because you feel it in your bones. Comment untouchable if you're ready to practice the 2-beat stare tomorrow. But warning, once you cut these emotional strings, there's no going back to being readable. That's only half the story. What comes next will make you angry. Method 2. The scarcity deception. Right now, you believe there's not enough. Not enough money. Not enough opportunities. Not enough time. This belief paralyzes you, makes you desperate, controllable, profitable for them. Here's what they know that you don't. Scarcity is manufactured, not the scarcity of resources, the scarcity of belief. Watch the wealthy. They move like there's infinite abundance, not because they have more, because they believe differently. And belief, not balance, determines behavior. This works because of something Jung called the collective unconscious, shared beliefs that shape reality. The scarcity mindset is a collective hypnosis, and you've been under since birth. Lower your voice when others raise theirs about money. Pause for 3 full seconds before answering financial questions. Make them lean in. Make them reveal their desperation while you reveal nothing. You've done this without realizing. When you say, "I can't afford that," you're not stating fact. You're programming limitation. The wealthy say, "How can I afford that?" Different question, different life. Most people never discover this because they're too busy surviving to see the game. They want you thinking small, thinking survival. Because when you're surviving, you're not strategizing. You're reacting, not creating. You're playing defense in a game that rewards offense. I call this the loyalty vampire effect. They feed on your scarcity, your panic, your limitation, and you keep giving them more. The stock market isn't about companies. It's about emotions. When everyone panics, the prepared profit. When everyone's desperate, the patient dominate. Your scarcity feeds their abundance. This is why they promote fear. Every headline about recession, every warning about instability. They're not informing you. They're programming you, making you emotional, reactive, profitable. The real question isn't why. It's who benefits from you staying small. The moment you detach emotionally from money, you become dangerous. They want you to feel. That's how they control you. True power begins when nothing about money can reach your nerves. Type ghost if there's someone whose financial manipulation you're about to disappear from. They won't see it coming. You're not becoming heartless. You're becoming strategic. Feel everything. Show nothing. Use what you must. What I'm about to tell you might make you angry. Secret 3. The permission matrix. You're waiting for permission to be wealthy. Permission you'll never receive. Because the system needs you exactly where you are. Needy, dependent, asking. Think about every time you've wanted more. A voice in your head said, "Who do you think you are?" That voice isn't yours. It was installed. And right now, it's running your financial life. The middle class is a psychological prison, not an economic one. You're taught to be grateful for scraps, to not rock the boat, to stay in your lane. This isn't wisdom, it's control. But here's where the story takes a dark turn. I discovered this during what I call the false bottom moment. Everything I'd learned seemed useless. I was using the tactics but still felt trapped. Then I realized I was still asking for permission. Watch successful people. They don't ask permission. They don't apologize for wanting more. They take what they decide is theirs, while you're still asking if it's okay to want. Touch your jaw when they lie about money. They'll think you know something, because you do. You know they're still playing by rules designed to keep them small. This connects to something even darker about human nature. You've been trained to feel guilty about money. Guilty for having it. Guilty for wanting it. Guilty for thinking about it. This guilt is a leash, and someone's holding the other end. Freud understood this. He called it the superego, the internalized authority that keeps you small. But he didn't tell you it was designed, that someone benefits from your limitation. Try the empty throne test tomorrow. Leave the highest position in any room vacant. Watch how uncomfortable everyone gets. They need hierarchy. You transcend it. The permission you're waiting for will never come, because giving you permission would mean losing control over you. The system works because you police yourself. Every time you think, "I don't deserve more," you're doing their work for them. Every time you settle, you strengthen your cage. Every time you apologize for ambition, you tighten your chains. Who called you difficult for having boundaries around money? Comment, thank you. They revealed their game. You're not broken, you were surviving. But survival mode is over. Power mode begins now. After this next part, you won't be able to pretend anymore. Technique 4. Strategic invisibility. Money loves silence. The loud ones lose. Always. Because attention is expensive and privacy is profitable. You've been taught to signal success. The car, the clothes, the social media posts. But every signal is a target. Every display is data, and data is control. The truly wealthy are invisible, not hidden. Invisible. There's a difference. Hidden implies effort. Invisibility is an art form, a way of moving through the world without creating ripples. Someone's watching your moves right now, reading your patterns, calculating your limits. Have you fallen for this? End conversations mid-sentence when they probe about money. Actually, never mind. Let them see you notice something, then say nothing. Become a living riddle they can't solve. Watch what happens when you stop talking about money. Stop displaying. Stop signaling. People get uncomfortable. They need to know where you stand. Your silence destabilizes them. This is Machiavellian genius. Let others exhaust themselves performing wealth, while you quietly become it. Let them chase symbols while you accumulate power. Your visibility is currency. Every time you show your hand, you pay. Every status update costs. Every humble brag has a price, and you've been spending recklessly. Hold that thought, because what comes next changes everything. The IRS doesn't audit the invisible. Competitors can't target what they can't see. Envy can't attach to what it can't find. Your financial life should be a ghost story, felt but never seen. I call it the psychological void technique. You become the empty space others try to fill with their projections. Strategic ghosting. Disappear when they expect you most. Withdrawal is not retreat. It's tactical repositioning. They can't manipulate what isn't there. Make your validation so rare, it becomes addictive. Control the supply of your attention like a drug dealer. Your absence should feel heavier than most people's presence. Turn your body away while maintaining eye contact when discussing value. Smile with your mouth, not your eyes, when they test your worth. You're already leaving while still engaged. But the invisible? They're already 3 moves ahead, because you can't play against what you can't see. Comment mirror if you're going to try the mirror defense tomorrow. Reflect their money energy back without adding your own. Watch them reveal everything while you reveal nothing. The moment you go quiet about money, you become dangerous. You're building a legend, not a reputation. There's one thing Machiavelli never told you about power and money. The 5th revelation, becoming the bank. Here's the final truth. You don't need money. You need to become money. There's a difference. And once you understand it, the game ends. This is your test. Are you ready for the hardest truth? Money is trust crystallized, nothing more. The paper is worthless. The numbers are fiction. What matters is belief, and belief can be manufactured. The wealthy don't chase money. They become the source others need. They position themselves as essential, irreplaceable, the bank, not the borrower. You've been programmed to be the customer, always needing, always asking, always dependent. But what if you became what others depend on? This isn't about starting a business. It's about restructuring your psychology. From consumer to creator, from needer to needed, from controlled to controller. Before I reveal this, watch what happens when you understand the complete picture. Nietzsche called it the will to power. But he was talking about money. The power to create value from nothing, to make others believe in your necessity, to become irreplaceable. Watch what happens when you stop needing their system, when you create your own, when others start needing you instead. The entire dynamic inverts. You become the bank. Let them see you notice their desperation, then say nothing. Practice the withdrawal gambit, strategic absence when they need you most. They fear this transformation because banks don't need banks. Sources don't need sources. The moment you become money, you exit their game entirely. Psychological quicksand. The more they struggle to understand your value, the deeper they sink into needing it. Fair warning, your relationships will change after this. The weak ones won't survive. You'll stop being an ATM for others' emotions. You'll stop funding their dysfunction. You'll become emotionally insolvent to users. That feeling in your chest right now? That's your old self dying. If you want to complete this transformation, subscribe now, because next week I'm revealing the tactic that makes this one look kind. Comment, "I'm becoming cold," if you're done being everyone's emotional supply. Let's see who's really ready to transform. You're not the same person who clicked on this video. That person believed money was outside them. That person is gone. What remains is someone who understands the final truth. Money was never the goal. Control was. And control isn't taken. It's become. Tomorrow, you'll walk through the same world with different eyes. You'll see the strings everyone else dances to. You'll recognize the emotional manipulation in every advertisement. You'll feel the fear they're selling and choose not to buy. But here's your warning. Once you become the bank, you can't go back to being the customer. Once you see money as emotional control, you can't unsee it. Once you start cutting the strings, you'll find they were the only thing holding some people in your life. Power isn't evil. Powerlessness is dangerous. You're not becoming evil. You're just done being prey. You wanted to understand money, but money wants something from you, your old identity. The person who checked their bank balance with fear, who apologized for wanting more, who waited for permission that was never coming. That person has to die for the bank to be born. Next week, I'll show you what Jung discovered about wealth that made him destroy his own research, why the shadow self is your financial salvation, and the 3 words that reprogram your relationship with money forever. But that's only for those ready to complete the transformation. You can feel it, can't you? The shift. The old anxiety transforming into something colder, clearer, more powerful. They called you difficult because you stopped being convenient. Now they'll call you dangerous because you stopped being readable. That's not greed awakening. That's clarity arriving. The difference between those who serve money and those who become it. You're becoming what they fear. Someone who doesn't need their game. Someone who can't be controlled through scarcity. Someone who creates rather than consumes. Welcome to the other side of money, where fear becomes fuel, where scarcity becomes strategy, where you stop playing their game and start designing your own. Now you can read anyone's relationship with money, but they're learning to read you too. Unless you become unreadable first, you can't go back now. The spell is broken, the strings are visible, and tomorrow, when someone tries to make you feel small about money, you'll smile, because you'll know something they don't. Money isn't power. Becoming money is. And you've already begun. Type your age if you wish you'd known this sooner. Let's see how many years we've lost being readable. You're different now. You can feel it. Subscribe and join thousands who chose power over comfort. We don't go back.